I have a theory that old school YouTube will be returning in a small way. Not in the way that it existed before. It'll probably be a lot more sped up and increased in pace, but I think an attention span reset has to happen. Not in a way that halts progress, and I don't think every YouTube channel will adopt this method, but I do think with how fast everything is, not just in the content creation sphere, but in life, a lot of people are working harder than ever and viewing and absorbing more content than ever. At a certain point, it becomes overwhelming, and you want a more comforting reset. AKA going back and watching videos similar to that you used to watch back in 2011 era YouTube. Whether that was early stages of Minecraft, Happy Wheels with PewDiePie, or something else. A lot of humans enter this state of reverting back to comfort when things get too stressful or overwhelming. Now, I don't think this is going to happen overnight, and I actually think that it's not going to happen probably for another around 5 years or so. I think we have a little bit more of the quote-unquote Sigma grinding stage left in society. But after a lot of those young people are done their grinding, they're done developing their careers, they're going to have some time to pay the fruits of their labors and sort of relax a little and have more free time than they had before. They're not going to really know what to do with this free time, and they'll probably end up reverting to something comfortable. Just for a few years until they kind of transfer into a new lifestyle and get used to things a little bit more. This all just personally feeds into my personal philosophy that I think a hippie era is coming. We had that back in the 70s and 80s because people worked so hard and society was so stressful from the 40s to 60s. A lot of people needed a break just to chill out, listen to some music, pursued passions, hobbies, and interests, and just enjoyed life itself. Now, I'm not trying to say the old ways were better, and I don't think they are. I think progress is super, super important. But I do think comfort can be sought during great times of extreme progress. And that too much progress just becomes exhausting and really, really tiring for us humans. And eventually, pretty much anybody will burn out. I think we're still going to see a lot of extremely high effort, high editing videos and channels succeed, like Mr. Beast. I don't think he's going anywhere, but I think we will see a small resurgence of people just kind of putting on some gameplay and sharing their thoughts and feelings. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think we're returning to the days of uploading 15-minute unedited videos up to YouTube, but maybe some faster paced and better cut gameplay showing major or minor achievements along the way to just put on in the background when you come home from work after a really draining day is going to be a lot more comforting than seeing how Mr. Beast stops a car from exploding within 10 minutes. I think people are tireder than ever. I think people are working harder than ever, and I think a lot of people just need to come home, relax, and have a little bit of a break. From absolutely everything. A physical break, a social break, an emotional break, just a time to unwind and exist without needing to constantly do something. Being at peace with doing nothing is a shockingly hard thing to do. A lot of humans are very, very inherently progress brained, and you start to get uncomfortable and antsy if you just sit still for more than 40 minutes or so. And it makes sense. If we weren't hardwired that way, we probably wouldn't have come as far as we have over the past few thousand years. I actually really wish I would have had a lot more of this scripted out. I'm totally just off the riff here, but hopefully some of you are understanding what I'm saying and understand where I'm coming from. And once again, I want to clearly reiterate that I'm not delusional. I don't think this is going to become the giant, most biggest hit on YouTube, and I don't think it's going to overtake anything anytime soon. I think there will just be a small resurgence of maybe a couple tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who want to come home and watch this style of video. You see this in the case of already long plays and sort of background ASMR content in the rise over the past few years or so. I think background content is becoming more and more important in our society as we're constantly doing things on the side. Multitasking has never been more valuable than it is today. And when you're constantly multitasking, your brain is sort of being burned at multiple ends. So if you're burning your brain candle at 3 ends for 8 hours a day, you probably need to come home and realistically have 3 times that amount of time to relax. But we don't. We have to just wake up and go to work the next day. I think historically people would go to work 8 hours, and then come home and have 8 hours to relax. You would do one task while at work and one task while at home. But nowadays, we go to work, we do 3 tasks, we come home, and we need to do nothing for the other 8 hours, and we're still exhausted because we didn't get to relax for 3 times those hours. Now, I'm not proposing a solution to anything, and I don't know the answer. This is just my thoughts and my feelings on the matter, and I don't know the solution. I'm just trying to do my part to solve what I believe could be a problem in people's mental health and people's happiness, and maybe provide a peaceful atmosphere for people to just sit back, relax, and watch some Minecraft or other games be played. If you have any feedback on this style of content, please leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to read everything. And if you're one of the weirdos who enjoyed this style of content before it becomes a thing, in my opinion, in the next 5 or so years, then I really appreciate you watching, and I hope you smile today. That's pretty much it. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno.